Brilliant doctors have steady hands. That much is true. But what if they also had magic? Now in this universe, Dr. Stephen Strange never loses his hands. He's already a gifted, famous surgeon, but his love of fancy cars gets him into a bad crash that kills him. A child is brought in who is dying from an incurable magical curse that will kill her soon. But as he cuts away the outer shell of the brain, we see that Strange is fighting off the creature inside with a scalpel and his raw magical power. He could keep the Sanctum Sanctorum and fight threats to the world. He could go back to New York and continue helping out at the Masters of the Mystic Arts. Or he could stay here and perform surgeries. Maybe he'll take on a zombie plague or an alien invasion. Maybe he'll even travel through time to prevent a global pandemic. The world needs heroes, and this Doctor Strange is ready to answer the call. For a moment, he thinks about Wong. Would he want to come help run the hospital? After all, he did get very good grades in accounting class. But Strange knows what he has to do. The Sorcerer Supreme can still protect the world, but he has other plans for himself. This is who he wants to be now. Using telekinesis, he keeps his hands steady so that he doesn't accidentally hurt the patient. He's now also a Sorcerer Supreme with powers beyond compare. But what makes him truly special is his compassion and desire to help people. Throughout the video, we saw him help a stab victim, a car accident victim, and a girl with a deadly curse and a brain tumor. You're not going to want to miss our upcoming videos. Okay, so yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Please tap that like button. We'd really appreciate it. And hey, if you have an idea for a future What If episode, drop it in the comments below. Who knows? Your idea might just save the day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. No matter the situation, he didn't hesitate to lend a hand. This is because of his personality. Even before he gained powers, he wasn't motivated by fame or fortune, but by a desire to be the best surgeon he could be. He loved performing operations and saving lives. This is why he opened the Sanctum Sanctorum Hospital. He wanted to combine his love of medicine with his newfound magical abilities to help as many people as possible. He created the wellspring to draw magical energy from the earth, and used his connection to the Vishanti and the Eye of Agamotto to access powerful spells and artifacts. He even created magical clones of himself to assist in surgery, something no other sorcerer had ever done before. But the monster is powerful, able to sense danger and lash out at the last second, causing Strange to miss his mark. But he's prepared for this. Thanks to the wellspring, he's recharged his magic, and he unleashes a blast of energy at the beast. He can finally reach the tumor and remove it. But with that, the curse is broken and the creature dies. Strange collapses, exhausted, but the operation was a success. He saved the girl's life and cured her magically induced illness. When he wakes up, he looks down at his hands, one holding a scalpel, the other glowing with magical energy. They may be different tools, but they both accomplish the same thing. But the kicker is that she also has a brain tumor that's slowly killing her as well. So the girl's family brings her to Doctor Strange, hoping that he can save her, even though her condition is magically caused and incurable. When Strange scans her, he sees a monster feeding on her brain. This is the cursed Hex, something even he might struggle to defeat, but not if he can help it. As he prepares to perform surgery, we see that he's designed the hospital to take advantage of his magical abilities. One floor below the operating room is a vast nexus of magical energy that's been channeled directly from the Earth's core. This is the Wellspring, a pool of immense magical power that the hospital draws from. And if Strange taps into it while using the Eye of Agamotto, he can see the past, present, and future all at once. So he begins the operation. He goes to Kamartaj anyway and comes back alive, becoming the Sorcerer Supreme. What happens when you get a front row ticket to heaven and come back with superpowers? Well, the owner of the most expensive bar in town can afford to tip very generously. But Doctor Strange feels like there's something else he can do with his extra life. Something more heroic. With his powers and his prestige, he buys out an entire wing of the Metropolitan Hospital to open the Sanctum Sanctorum Hospital. A combination clinic and sanctum where he can work as a surgeon and train the next generation of sorcerers. Of course, everyone's first question is, how does magic and medicine go together? How does a Sorcerer Supreme do surgery? The answer, as always, is Doctor Strange just finds a way. At first, he just uses magic to improve his regular operating rooms, keeping them perfectly clean, making sure the instruments are always ready for any operation, even making coffee for everyone. But then he starts to actually integrate his abilities. For example, one day a man is brought in who got stabbed by an enchanted knife. By the time he arrives, the wounds have begun to close up magically. Any normal surgeon would be stumped, but Dr. Strange just grabs the eye of Agamotto and rewinds time to when the man was first injured. With the proper sight of the damage, he now operates successfully. Another time, a car accident victim arrives with a shattered leg. Strange holds up his hand and duplicates himself, creating 5 strange clones that rush into 5 different operating rooms. There, he splits the bone in 5 different places, inserts 5 titanium rods into the gaps, and reassembles the limb. All this while being in one place and doing one thing. In fact, this is basically how the scene played out in Infinity War, except now there's only one patient. But even those 2 operations pale in comparison to Strange's greatest test, the impossible case. On the surface, it looks like any other brain operation. Strange takes a moment to realize something important. So who is this version of Doctor Strange? Well, he's a brilliant surgeon. So what's next for this amazing Doctor Strange? What kind of diseases or curses will he cure? Well, the possibilities are endless. Speaking of calling, you better do it now if you haven't already subscribed. Come on, don't leave yet.